Welcome to Dead Man Talking. Before we start off tonight's story, there's something I would just like to say and put out there. Last week, this country experienced a horrifying, nightmarish ordeal with the Grenfell Tower fire. Now, some of you may or may not be aware that one of my fellow narrators, the Grim Reader, was actually caught up in that fire, actually lived within the Grenfell Tower on the third floor. It's safe to say that, it's a horrible tragedy, but thank God the Grim Reader and his family all survived and escaped the tower unharmed as far as I'm aware. But of course, they literally have only the clothes they had on their back at the time and one or two mobile phones. They have lost their home. Due to this, the Grim Reader's obviously lost his sole income, which is his channel, a wonderful channel on YouTube for scary, creepy stories alike. And I just feel it's necessary that if everybody can pull together, hopefully donate £1, $1, whatever you can manage. Hopefully we can ease some of the worries that the Grim Reader and his family are literally going through at the moment. A traumatizing time, I'm sure. I'm horrified to see the state that our country is in, if not the world. At the moment, it seems like the world has gone crazy. But without further ado, guys, we have an exciting story tonight. A subscriber submitted story from a subscriber of mine known as Darrell. I've spoken with Darrell, a very, very nice man from over in the USA. Darrell has been a field researcher for over 31 years, going to locations, speaking with witnesses, people that have had these encounters with Dogman, and I'm sure some Bigfoot encounters as well. He's used to being on the other side of things, being the listener, trying to help people get through this time that they've gone through the ordeal, and obviously try and put a key to the mystery of why they've had this encounter in the first place. Unfortunately, March this year, Darrell had an encounter, as I'm sure he's had many before during his research time over the course of 31 years. And it was the last straw for Darrell. As he's stressed, he's really had enough of, being around these creatures with such a sinister sort of toying, tormenting nature at heart. And that just seems to come naturally with this creature, the Dogman. So without further ado, guys, I hope you enjoy this story. If not, it's an account of Darrell's lifetime, if anything, dealing with this creature and obviously growing up and becoming a on-the-ground researcher. So let's get into tonight's story, submitted by a subscriber, Darrell. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hi DMT, my name's Darrell. Midwest Dogman Sightings and Research is my channel. I would like to thank you for bringing awareness to this subject. People have no idea what's out there. I have had first-hand experience with one of these things in March of this year. I was doing a follow-up on an investigation of a family who had been tormented by one or possibly more of these things that went south real fast. And I found myself caught up in what can only be described as a nightmare. You see, one of these creatures managed to flank the group of guys I was with and went behind the house where my truck and other vehicles were parked. I was standing beside the truck. My back was facing the front of the house, and this creature was then standing just feet away from me. I had a flashlight beaming in my eyes, and all of a sudden, the guy started yelling, "Don't move." Then, I hear growling and something like jaws snapping. This SOB had me frozen in fear. I could not move. Laterally, literally, then tears, the overwhelming feeling that I was going to die consumed me. I could not do nothing but stand there and wait for the pain. See, I've been in combat in Iraq. I even took part in Operation Desert Storm. I have been shot at, I have seen death, but none of that I have imagined for myself. I've also been shot at, as I said, and when men started shooting, that did not compare to the thing that was behind me. The first shot rang out and I heard a crack of the bullet going supersonic, and another shot, then another, and I heard on the third shot a deep thud. Then I heard the thing run off. How I knew it ran off was the weight of this thing. It had immense amount of weight because you could literally hear the footfall like impact tremors. And when I listened to the Encounters from Michigan, it opened a wound in my soul. I know how that woman felt, and for her boyfriend to just leave her. What a prick. I do not drink, but that night I drank myself to sleep. There were more than a dozen men with enough firepower to kill a bloody T-Rex. But on another note, it was the same creature that was shot last summer. It took a .30 caliber bullet from a high-powered rifle straight to the chest at a 4 feet range and simply ran off. I will never go into the woods again. I will not drive down a road surrounded by woods. The shame is that I really did enjoy doing the interviews. I have met a lot of great people that have suffered in too much of a way, and they just needed someone to listen to their story and assure them that they were not crazy. And we did just that. Whatever was standing behind me, I didn't see it. I couldn't even turn around. But DMT, the stench of blood and urine was overwhelming. If you mix it with a septic tank or a porta pot that's been sitting in the heat unemptied for weeks, it stunk like that, like death. But it didn't smell like a wet dog, as a lot of people would remark to. Wow. I hope you guys enjoyed that story there from Darrell, a friend of mine and a subscriber to the channel. A very, very shocking turn of events for this man, everybody. I'm sure you'd agree. He spent a lot of time being on the receiving end, listening to people's worries, their concerns, trying to ease those worries. And now he finds himself, since March this year, having to rethink what he's going to do with his free time, and obviously what he's going to do with his passion, because this obviously was a passion for Darrell for a very long time, and things have got too bad for Darrell to feel like he can carry on at the moment. So I want to wish Darrell the best of luck with any type of recovery. Again, as I've said to him, please do feel free to get in contact with me. Is there anything I can do? We have also got a little update with Darrell that I will do in another video shortly. With that, guys, please do remember to check the link in the description in regards to the Grim Readers donation page. It would be really, really appreciated if we could all get behind that and support that. And as ever, folks, be safe, not sorry.